Hey everybody, Harry Newham here. Welcome to our Monday night show. We are clockwork here, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday. Action needed. Close unused applications. You may experience poor video quality. Try closing any unused application or browser tabs. Dismiss. Okay, we're going to dismiss that. Little technical thing there. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so October 11th. Here we go, October 11th. 2021, winding. We're well into the first quarter now. Third quarter. We're 11 days into the third quarter, and I put up a topic there because something happened yesterday actually that reminded me of this. But right now, it seems like there's so many things going right. Some people see a lot of things going wrong with COVID and the variant and all this other stuff. But if you look at the numbers, there's some, stock market's still up. People are working. There's more jobs than there's people that want to take the jobs. People are spending money like crazy in a lot of cases. They're going on vacation. They're upgrading their homes. So relatively, for the most part, things appear to be going really, really well. And what it reminded me of is that when things are going good, it's like anything you do is working. When momentum kicks in, when your business starts going, and you got people coming in left and right, you could make a mistake and you don't feel it as much as you would when things aren't going so well. You could lose a shipment, you could lose an order, you could lose a client, and yeah, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as it could have if you were starving for clients. Right now, companies are having a hard time hiring. They're having a hard time getting people. So if they lose one, it hurts. So, depending on where you're at in that equation, whether things are going great in what you do and what you sell, what you produce, what your business is, or things aren't. But where I'm going with this is when things are going good, it seems like everything's great. Something goes wrong, it's water off the duck. Just boom, just keep on moving forward. But what happens when things aren't going good? What happens when things are turn the other way? See, we got a whole new generation that's coming up that haven't experienced the collapse. They haven't experienced the market correction. They haven't experienced the bear market. Housing prices right now are exploding across the board. By the way, inflation, if you haven't noticed, inflation is going crazy. On food items, inflation is going crazy. I paid $1.79 for a grapefruit today, or $1.69 for a grapefruit today. I bought more than one, so it was up. Gasoline's up. It seems like, the price of eggs are up. The price of so many things are higher. Lettuce, a head of iceberg lettuce was $1.49. Last year it was $99. That's a 50% increase in inflation. That's a 50%. And it's been $1.29 to $1.69 on iceberg lettuce at Myers or Kroger for several months now. But these little things, we don't see them. So we got a whole new generation that's here. The last market correction, the last collapse was in 2008, 2009. So here we are 13 years into this bull market here. This thing where everything's going great. Prices are up, things are going good, people are waiting in line to buy a house, people are making money, and so forth. So when you got a whole generation that has never experienced a downturn, there's potential for some extreme challenges. Because when it does go south, not if, because if history is any indication, it's going to go south. It's going to correct. It has to, because it always has. It's going to correct, and it's going to be painful. Well, all these young people that for the last 13 years, they graduated from high school 13 years ago, they're in their 30s now. Many of them are in their late 20s. They've been in the workforce for many years, especially the tech people, the business people. They're making a lot of money, and they're the ones that are spending, they're investing, they're doing whatever they're doing. And things are going great. So whatever you do is working. When things are going good, you could do something halfway and it still produces results. That's the way vertical growth happens. You start the process. You got the groundswell, then you got the momentum, then you've got the wave, and then you've got vertical growth. Right now, we're in vertical growth, and that's an indication that there's a top coming soon. Could be next week, could be next month, could be next year, but it is close because everything's vertical right now. When it goes that way, boom, that's when the shocker hits. That's when calamity starts. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the reality is again, the way you tell the future is to look at the past, and that's the way it is. So where am I going with this? Well, since they haven't experienced this and we know what's coming, those of you that are in that category where you're in that, I don't know, the millennials or whatever they're called, but you've been in this boom for the last 5, 10, 15, or 13 years, start doing smart things. Start doing smart things with your money. Start paying off your debt or invest or do something. Protect your money, but get ready because it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly. The last one was pretty darn ugly. More foreclosures, more people lost their home than ever before in history. It was bad. The smart money was on the sidelines waiting to jump in and pick up a lot of those houses at rock bottom prices, and then they rode this wave for the last 13 years, and they've been selling it off, taking in their profits. So what happened this weekend for me? Well, it didn't have anything to do economically, but what happened was I went out of the country for 5 nights, 6 days, met my son in Mexico, and had no idea that to get back in the United States, you had to take a COVID test. And I was totally against anybody sticking anything up my nose. Totally against it. I've got very sensitive nasal, have had since I was 16 years old. And I didn't want to deal with it at all. But obviously, you want to come back home, you got to do the thing. So I went in with a different mindset and made the appointment, went there, showed up, didn't even feel it. It was a breeze. My son, he said it was going to burn. It was a quick burn, and then it's over. He ended up getting the quick burn. I got nothing. I was waiting for her to do it. She says, I'm all done. I says, what do you mean you're all done? You didn't feel it go in. Anyway, she was done. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was nothing. But it certainly wasn't anything like it was all hyped up to be, not just from my son, but from everybody else that you hear on social media, on the news. People feel like they're tickling their brain. It goes so far up there. I might have had somebody that was better doing it or not. I don't know the difference. But all I know is I built my anxiety up. Shouldn't say anxiety. I was built up. It was built up to be certainly what it wasn't. So now coming back into the country, actually trying to leave Mexico was not that easy. It was a cluster, to put it mildly. You had to fill out several forms. You had to take the test results. Even though I uploaded them into Delta's computer, we uploaded them so that they knew we had them. We still had to fill out some forms to get through security. 3 different security places. It was, anybody that knows me, my patience for that kind of stuff is not really the best. I don't have patience for things that are repetitive and you have to repeat yourself over and over again, the same thing. So that happened. And finally I get through the security, then you got to go through another security, then a third one, and they're all asking the same questions. And I'm like, oh my God, can't they all get on the same page or do this electronically or see that I uploaded them? Why are they asking me to upload it if they want me to bring the form with me? Of course, I didn't have the form. I had it on an email, and I couldn't find it while I'm going through there. So anyway, what ended up happening is I stepped back and I started breathing. I just relaxed. I relaxed, breathing, and thank God I was there 3 hours early, which they recommend, by the way. I was there 3 hours early because they probably knew it was a cluster and was going to be a long time getting through this process, and that's why they went through it. Then I go through the metal detector, and the thing goes off. I got no metal on me. Thing goes off. And I went through it again. Thing goes off again. And took my belt off, my watch off, pen in my pocket, the whole thing. And then I remembered, heck, I got a metal hip. I had a metal hip, so I told the guy as best I could. I said, I got a metal hip. He goes, okay, come on over here, no problem. So they did the wand thing and got that through. So again, where am I going with this? Adversity happens to all of us. Adversity happens. When things are going great, we brush adversity off like it's no big deal. It's part of the growth process. There's going to be challenges. But this thing was getting worse and worse and worse as it went, and I had to step back and relax, and then just do it one step at a time. I said, okay, let me do, what do you need? And the language barrier, I speak a little bit of Spanish, but not enough, but the language barrier. And then they said, just go scan that code over there. So I scanned the code, and I said, okay, now what? He goes, no, you didn't do that right. He goes, you got to do. I said, here it is, right here. He goes, no, that's not right. He didn't speak English. He goes, no, go do that. He goes, or fill this out. Anyway, I ended up having to fill out a piece of paper because I couldn't figure out how to get the scan code right. And when I first went there and it started going south, I could feel the tension. I could feel that it wasn't going to be pretty. And then, again, just relaxed, took a breath, said, okay, one step at a time. Let me fill this out. And the print was so small, I couldn't read it. It was dark in there. They didn't have enough lighting, so I had to turn my flashlight on. And there's hundreds of people all doing the same thing. Thank goodness I brought my own pen, and I had my reading glasses. I had to dig through my carry-on to look for my reading glasses to find those, to be able to read the fine print and fill out this form. Don't even know if I filled it out correctly, but it was enough where they saw it, because it was in English. They saw my answers were all in English. They saw it, and they just pushed me through step by step. So each department they looked at it, looked like it filled it. I could have put anything on there. I could have put Old MacDonald as the name, and they wouldn't have known the difference. Anyway, so my message after going about this a long way is, when things are going great, everybody's happy and excited. When things are going south, which again, it's just a matter of time before that happens, how are you going to react? Are you going to react, or are you going to respond? Are you going to prepare yourself for that inevitability? Or are you just going to wait and happen and go with the herd mentality? Are you ready, getting ready for it? What's your mindset? What's your mindset going to be? So I would encourage you to be ready for it, prepare yourself, but not only that, your business, your clients, your customers. Go with the mindset that everything's going to be okay. Even though it's going to get bad, it's still going to be okay. It's a temporary situation. But the more you can prepare for it, yourself, your customers, your clients, because again, this is a sales conversation here in this group. Are you going to be ready for that and prepared for that to be able to navigate through it the best possible way you can, one step at a time, like I navigated getting out of the country and coming into this country? So this wasn't about travel. It's not about Mexico. It's just about handling adversity when it hits you, being able to handle it. So I encourage you to act like someone's always watching. Act in preparation and be ready for that challenge when it does come. So anyway, went a little long today. Appreciate your time and your patience. By the way, if you didn't know, on Wednesday, day after tomorrow, at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, I'm doing a special presentation for sales managers only. So if you manage a sales team, or if you know somebody that manages a sales team, send me a message, and I'll send you an invitation. It's a private link. It's free. It's about 45 minutes. I'm going to give some sales management tips, because there's not a lot out there, and introduce a sales management program that we're going to be expanding and growing. So I'm very, very excited about it. We're going to change people's lives this way. With the experience that I've had over the last 3 decades plus in sales management, managing large sales teams, medium sales teams, and small sales teams, but all being extremely successful, I've got some stuff I want to share. So we're going to share it on Wednesday. With that, you guys have a great day. Talk to you then. Bye-bye now.